Hey guys, hoping this says I'm live. Hey, says I'm live. I'm hoping I'm live. Looking for me on Facebook. Yep, there we go. Turn the volume down, and there we go. Yay! So, how are y'all today? I am going to play with the... Where's my stamp set? The name, because I can never get the name. Artistically Inked. It is the Expressions suite. Expressions in Ink suite. I'm in love. I love the paper. I showed it to you in my pre-box opening. I will post up a video of all of the papers. I might do that later today. But it's just beautiful. I saw a couple of cards, and I'm just going to kind of wing something together. I think it's going to be really pretty. We're going to use some of the in colors because it's mainly what the colors are that's in the actual pack. I have it right here. I don't have all the paper in here, but I did do this cool little thing that I'm going to start posting with my papers so that you guys can see what goes with them. I know I tell you the colors, but sometimes seeing is so much more understanding. So I've got this little card that I made up, so you can see it. And these are all the colors that go with this paper. And I'm going to work with probably the polished pink, which is this one, and the pale papaya. And we've got some evening evergreen and some shaded spruce, which is down here. I have a couple of those cut out in some leaves. I'm just going to wing it, see what happens. So let me get you off my screen here so you can stop looking at my ugly mug because I've got to get this done. I'm going to go meet a lady today about helping volunteer with some kitties at the Bella Vita Rescue. I think that's the name of it. I could be wrong. But anyway, I'll post details about that later once I start doing it. So I'll flip you over and we'll get started. And there we go. Uh-oh. My GoPro is dead. Let me turn me back on and get the GoPro on. The GoPro apparently did not want to work this morning. There it comes. Hopefully it'll be up in just a sec. Technical difficulties. Alright, I'm waiting to see. It's not coming on. Let's... Ah, there we go. Okay, now I can take my mug off. And there we go. So now you see my little mess over here. I've got some little things that I've just stamped and I've been playing with it just to see what I get. We're not going to use any of those today. We're not even going to use some of these dies. The only die I'm using out of the set is I've cut a couple of this die out. This is the leaf and it's beautiful. And what my idea is, here's our whole stamp set so you can see. We're going to be cutting out some sentiments, and I've got all my cards that kind of cut out because kind of know what I'm going to do. I have a base here. It is a Z fold. This is your regular base, which is 5.5 by 8.5, and it's scored at 4 1/4 and 2 1/8. So you're going to fold those so they fold this way. And then we're going to varnish those down. As soon as I find my little tool to do that, here it is. Now this is going to be our card base. Now, you know I usually do thick Whisper White cardstock. But this is okay because I wanted to have that pink edge around it. And I wanted the Z fold. So it'll be fine. I'm also going to use, this is 4 by 5 1/4. It's just plain basic white. I've got a scrap of basic white. This is going to be for our sentiment. I have no idea what I'm going to do with it yet. I've also got a piece of the Expressions in Ink Designer Series paper. I have cut this at 1 7/8 by 5 1/4. Okay, and this is going to go here. And I have 2 of these cut because I'm going to make 2 of these cards. I don't know which one's going to go here. It's going to be either this one or this one. I haven't decided which one I like yet. But anyway, so that's that. And then we're going to have this back here. But what we're going to do with this is we need to put a pattern on this. And I really wasn't sure what I wanted to do. I thought maybe I would use... now my stuff's sticking to it. I thought maybe I would use something like this, but I thought that was too much floral going on, and I didn't want to do that. So, I also thought about doing this on the back, because I kind of wanted that pink look, or the papaya look here, and then to have this popped here. I thought that would be really pretty. But I don't want to cut up all my designer series paper, because this is that pretty paper. I don't want to cut it all up. You know, use it or lose it. La 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 la. So I'm going to try something. If I don't like it, we'll cut it up. So I'm going to take my cardstock here. Make sure this is the one. That is. And we're going to take our stamp pad, which is here. And I'm going to use this one right here. Just going to use that, and I'm going to use the pale papaya. And I'm going to try to leave it so that we got some white coming through. And make it kind of similar, but not exactly the same. If that makes sense to you. So we're going to get our pale papaya out. Get my block. And we're just going to stamp away. There is not going to be any rhyme or reason on this. I need a piece of paper to put behind it, because I will get it everywhere. And I have all these little pieces of paper everywhere, because honestly, I couldn't think of what I wanted to do today. And I knew I needed to do a live. I haven't done a live for you guys in forever. And so I decided, well, we're just going to wing it today. So what I'm doing with this is I'm just stamping in the ink. And I'm randomly putting this everywhere. And I'm going to take my stamp and I'm going to rotate it and have it overlapping. And just giving it that cool inked. You know, this reminds me of that vellum and the alcohol blending that people have been doing, which I've done as well, because I couldn't wait to get my hands on this ink set. I just had to have it. It was like one of those things. I needed it. And well, now that I have it, I'm trying to find all these cool ways to play with this. And I'm just going in here trying to cover up, adding a little extra here and there so it gets really thick. The more layers you put on this, the deeper the pale papaya becomes, which is kind of cool. You could go different shades and add other colors and textures, but you don't really need to. You can stay with one. So as you see, I'm just going a little everywhere, and I'm going to leave it at that. I think that's good. So we're going to have this. It's going to go here. Kind of looks kind of cool. And then we'll have one of these here. So it looks cool. You could add more texture to your liking, whichever you like. But what's going to wow this card, I know right now it looks kind of like, meh. It's cool, but we're going to cut these up and fan them so that you get this beautiful little fan, and then our sentiment will be there as well. So give me just a second to figure out what size I need for my sentiment. And I know I have a piece here, and I'm going to cut it. Let's see. Dun, 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 dun. I'm trying to figure out, I don't know how big I want this. If I want this really big. I don't really want it that big, but, you know, you never know. I'm trying to see, there was one picture I saw with just the DSP, but okay, so this should be about 3 inches. I'm going to actually get a die cut, and we're going to die cut this so that we can figure out what size we want. Because I don't know, I'm just, let's see, would that look good? Because this is going to be our sentiment. And then we're going to put the leaves so that they spray behind it. So it's going to be like this. I think that would be good. Yeah, we're going to just cut this out. It's the second to the smallest over here on the stitch rectangle. So I'm going to cut this out. And if y'all haven't heard, I broke and I bought the new Scan, Emboss, and Cut machine. Oh, it is a dream. I really was thinking, you know, it can't be that great. I'll just wait till I absolutely need it. Well, mine finally started giving me some issues. And I had enough of a discount coming that I decided to go ahead and do it. I had that big of an order. So we're going to leave this like this. And we're going to adhere it at the bottom. We're going to stamp in it. And I think I'm going to go with that emerald evergreen ink color. This here for my sentiment. And I'm just going to use thank you because, you know, you could put whatever you wanted on it. You could make it a lot bigger. So we're going to start with just actually adhering these down. I'm going to put this ink away because I don't want to get ink everywhere. There we go. And where's my adhesive? We'll just use some glue. That way I can maneuver it around a little bit while I have you guys. I haven't decided which one you like. This one or this one? I think I'm going to go with this one. It gives a little bit of a gold. It's got a little bit more of the pink, so it's not so much that pale papaya color. And we're going to slide this right here into place. Just perfectly right there. There we go. And then you can open it up and you'll be able to write right here. If you wanted to put a piece of Whisper White here so that when you fold it, you'd have your sentiment or whatever you wanted to write here. So I'm just going to go ahead and place this just right down. You could add anything you wanted to this, a little bit of drop of water to give it, actually let's see if I have one that's got some water in it. Here we go. Yeah. So we could actually just take this and just put drops of water inside of our peach. And what it's going to do is pull up that ink. You could even splatter it a little bit. And as you see, it dries and it will give that little dropped impression that that paper had. See? I'm going to even bring them over so you can see them side by side. Very similar. So that's the one way to get that same look. And I'm going to let that dry up a little bit, but we're going to go ahead and glue it down. And you'll get those same drops that you have on the other with just little drops of water. It's really kind of cool and simple. You could do lots more water and put this on shimmer paper or Whisper White, or shimmer paper or watercolor paper would do the same thing. But I'm just leaving it on the regular basics just to make it that much more simple. And we're just going to put this down here in the background. And you can feel where the water has dropped. And it will lighten up as it dries. So we've got that. And then we've got this. Now the fun begins of putting down our little sentiment here. Which we're going to sit there, but I'm going to stamp it first. I'm going to stamp it in this evergreen color because that's the color of my leaves that they're going to be. I have both of them. I have one in the, this is Shaded Spruce. And then we've got the Evening Evergreen. So we've got both colors, and I'm going to do my sentiment in the darker. And I'm going to just do the thanks, which I can use the same block for that. And we'll just stamp thanks on there. There we go. And I love the font of this. It's so clean and pretty and just, it's just beautiful. I like it. So we're going to have this. And this is going to adhere here. Just like this. So I'm just going to go ahead and get some glue. I'm going to use my tape runner for this. Because it doesn't have to be absolutely picture perfect. We're going to be doing a lot more adhesive on the back of this anyway. So this is going to go in the center just like this. Okay. Now you see you've got the gold in there. I mean, you could leave this just like this if you wanted to. That's up to you. It would actually kind of sit up if you had something to lean it on. It's really pretty. I just think it's gorgeous. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my leaves back here. And I'm going to trim these up, and I'm just going to make sure that they come up and they do a spray of leaves. You could cut your leaves out in any color you would like. You could use a pattern paper. It comes out pretty cool that way as well. So let me get my little scissors here, and I'm just going to start trimming up my leaves so I can get them on here. And you don't want them to go up too far, so when you're putting them down, make sure you pay attention to how far up they're going. You don't want them to go past this. So I'm going to trim these up a little bit so I can get them on there. And you have all these leaves. I mean, there's tons in this. And I've got 3 of them done. So we don't need this piece right here. So I'm just trimming up my leaves so you can see that. And we can trim this off. So we've got these. I'm going to do the same thing with this one. There we go. So now I'm going to put leaves in here and rotate them so that we have different colors. And I'm going to actually do this as well, the tape runner, because I don't want it to be so glued that it might actually glue down on this. You could even put some down here if you needed it to be. So because I have a whole another piece right here if I need them, but I have to get my poke tool out if I need this one out, because even though I ran it through, the new Scan, Cut, and Emboss just cuts like butter. So like, see, almost this is how I just pulled it out. There's hardly anything left in this, and it's literally just falling off as I'm rubbing. It really cuts very nicely. So, now that we've got that done, I'm going to start just putting in some color. I'm going to go with one of these in the middle. And remember, we don't want it to go past. And I'm going to come in here and adjust because I don't want all of these little teeny pieces here. I just want the limbs, you know? And I'm just placing them, rotating them so that they're not too high. There we go. And we're going to get some of this. Now let's see if we can make this go up a little bit higher so we can see it. There we go. Same with this one. Put this one down here. And you can put the leaves however you want them to be. I mean, that's entirely up to you. Let's see. Maybe another darker one over here. There we go. We'll put some more right here. This one's not staying very well. So what that means to me is I need some more adhesive. Put some right on top of that. And there, I'll show you a nice way to not worry about your adhesive being everywhere. And if you needed to, you could actually cut these. You don't have to. Hi, Sherry. How are you? I feel like I haven't seen y'all in forever. I love this sweet. How are you doing, Sherry? I finally seen the comments. I got away from my paper finally. Let's see. I'm going to put this back here. There we go. And I'm literally just filling these in. That's all I'm doing. So you could leave it like this. And I'm going to show you how to, let's put this one. Let's put it right there. It's not staying. Little more adhesive. I'm going to show you how to make sure that this stays closed. We can actually put another piece of the white behind it. Kind of cool. It takes away so that this pale papaya is not so much. But I'm going to put another piece behind this so that way, actually I put this down here. I don't want this down there. I want it to be able to fold open. So let's take this up. There we go. That way it can fold open like that. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to cut another piece and put it right behind this. That way you don't have all that sticky everywhere. And I've got another piece of paper right here. And we'll go ahead. And you could actually cut that to be a little bit bigger. It's actually up to you. That's the beauty of doing cards. They can be whatever you want it to be. All right, and so this, you can put a sentiment on the back of this if you'd like. And down goes something. I'm just going to stick it right down there because there's adhesive already on that. And if you get any adhesive left over, you can kind of wipe it off. Or another little thing that I have learned, see, this will now make it so it doesn't open. You could score it so that it does, if you want it to open, so that it would open like this. But you could leave it just flat like that. So there's your card. You can embellish it with a ribbon or some, I've got some gems. Let's get some gems out. I've got some matching gems here. I think I'm going to put some of these little pink ones in here. Put some little pink. There we go. You know, I know Sherry's a pink girl. So there we go. I might even put in a little extra. Put one up here. Just give it a little extra. There we go. Now this would look just as beautiful with gold leaves because of the gold that's in here. But there you go. A cute, simple little card. Nothing super fancy. It was very easy. I will put this on the blog later today for you. It is completely out of the Expressions DSP and stamp set. And I've used mainly the new in colors for this project. Except for the shaded spruce. It is not new in color. So, alright, let me flip you back over so you can see my ugly mug once again. There we go. I will see you guys next week. Husband's new schedule. I will be available on Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. So that means... Oh, you love the papaya too? Ooh, me too. I think it's a really good color. I'll be doing my lives on Saturdays, which seem to be better for a lot of people. Saturday mornings. And I may pop in on Thursdays for a little quick tip. So, anyway, guys, y'all have a wonderful weekend. Enjoy. I hope you have lovely weather where you are. It was 39 degrees here. It's like our 5th winter. I don't understand. But anyway, it's supposed to be in the 80s later today. Thus, the sweater and the sleeveless shirt underneath. So, we're going to go up and throw some axes later this afternoon. Y'all have a wonderful day. And we'll see you next week. Bye, y'all. Mwah.